Bitcoin ETF will bring billions inflow into the market. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to today's live stream. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. Let's go ahead and get this stream going. Let's go ahead and see how many people we go ahead and have tuning in today. Let me go ahead and start sharing the live stream. So let me go ahead and give me 1 second while we go ahead and get all of this going. As usual, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Yeah, so I definitely do want to go ahead and touch bases on what we could be expecting with the market for tomorrow, or for many of you might be earlier today. As I mentioned, we did get the Bitcoin ETF approved. I'm actually quite bearish. I do believe we could have some sort of pump to the upside, actually pushing Bitcoin up to above $50-something thousand. So I do believe we will go ahead and pump. How's it going, Happy? How's it going, Suave? Hope all of you are having a wonderful day today or a good night. What do you guys think about the Bitcoin? You know, I've been really bearish with Bitcoin. You know, I've actually made a video actually not that long ago. I actually made a video earlier today, second live stream of today. If you go back over here, I actually put $32,000 incoming. But I do believe we will go ahead, obviously how to use a little bit of clickbait, right, to go ahead and get some newcomers in here. But I do believe we could potentially see Bitcoin breaking past $48,000 and $54,000. With that being said, I do believe we are still getting closer to reaching a top. So my stance hasn't changed on that. I'm actually still bearish on Bitcoin. It doesn't mean we can't go ahead and see Bitcoin hit $60,000, right? So my stance hasn't changed, right? I'm just going to go ahead and ride the momentum of the hype, as everybody is. You know, everybody's super excited that we finally have this Bitcoin ETF, and I definitely do not want to be that salty bear that's completely negative, you know? So let me go ahead and start sharing this onto my Discord right now. Let's go ahead and do it. We are now live. Come join us. Start to show me some projects too as well. So we got that up and running. Now let me go ahead and head over to Twitter, and then we're all set to go. We are live. Show me tokens. I don't know, it feels like a slow day in the market. How do you guys feel today? I mean, in a couple hours we're gonna go ahead and go live on for the Nasdaq's actually going to be launching the ETF in a few hours. So the stock market actually will be pumping, in my opinion, in the next couple hours. So we should be seeing something going on. How's it going, Goldie? Hope you're having a good one. Good morning. How are you doing today? Getting the day started on a Thursday, I'm assuming, right? For me, it's still Wednesday. It's Wednesday night, so I'm going to be sleeping in a couple hours, and you're going to watch me go live again. So I am planning on going live, and probably during Eastern Standard Time, where the U.S. stock market opens, because I do believe we will go ahead and have some sort of pump in the morning. So I am planning on, I just want to go ahead and kind of retouch what I think could be happening in the next couple hours when we do go live on the stock market. And I also want to go ahead and provide a little bit of alpha for all of you, right? But I'm glad to go ahead and have you here today. I do believe that we will go ahead and have, hey Jose, how's it going, bro? Welcome. Hope you're having a good one, man. Is it good morning or is it a good night for you? Let me know down below. Is it good night or good morning for you? For me right now, it's going to be good night. So I will be going to sleep shortly after this live stream, but I'm like, I have to go live. There's no way I can miss out on the live. So I appreciate all of you tuning in right now. Over 10 watchers, over 5 likes, 10 watchers and 5 likes. Come on, chat. We could go ahead and get us to 10 likes completely for free. Doesn't cost you anything. With the fear and greed chart, right? And I've been playing around a lot with my soundboard. I'm not sure if any of you have heard my full-on soundboard, but check out the different sounds we have, right? This is the drum bass, and then this is just a loud boom. That's kind of like glass kind of cracking. And what is this one? Okay, that's a horn, and then this is like a sad one. Look. It's pretty cool, huh? I don't really use these soundboards, man. I completely forgot that I had, like, I bought the soundboard back in November and I completely forgot about it. But anyways, enough with the soundboard. Let's talk crypto, right? Just thought I went ahead and I shared that. I'm a little annoying with my soundboard. It's really fun playing around with it, right? Anyways, fear and greed right now at extreme greed, we are at 76, as I did actually expect it. You know, to no surprise, we are getting to the levels that I've been really warning all of you these last couple weeks. I've been probably the biggest bear. You know, people were like, John, why are you such a freaking bear, bro? Like, ETF is bullish, ETF this, and I've been quite the opposite, right? I've been telling you quite the opposite. Does that mean that we won't go ahead and see some sort of pump? No, completely not. The only reason why I've been giving these warnings is just due to the fact that we are reaching multiple areas of resistance, not only on the dollar reversing on the area of support, but we're also seeing the US 100, which is the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones as well, getting closer to an area of resistance. I do believe this could be one last final pump. Maybe we have another rally for another 2 more weeks. That's my opinion. Or maybe by the end of this month, and then we have the market correct, right? But I do believe we are going to break past 48,200. As all of you know, this is an area of the 618 on the Fibonacci retracement. So this is a very critical area for all of us to go ahead and break. Hopefully we could go ahead and break it. I do think we will go ahead and break it. I don't see any problem of us not breaking these areas. But this is the reason why it's such a big deal on this zone right here on the 618. I'm doing it wrong. It's completely the opposite. It's the other way around. It's from this top to this bottom. There you go. But you are seeing right there, the 618 is right here. So we are aligned with the 48,200. And if we do go ahead and get rejected on the 48,200, we will go ahead and start coming back down to around, I believe $32,000 is going to be our area. One thing I actually noticed, I've mentioned that I do believe we will be having some sort of 30% correction. And that's just based on what we've seen from the past over here, right? So if this is the top, let's say 48,200 is the top, and if we do measure with a 30% correction, that would take us roughly around $34,000, right? But if we do go from 54,000 with a 30% correction, with a 30 to 40% correction, we will go ahead and get the $32,000 area, which I believe we will be approaching. I think this is a zone that a lot of traders and investors are actually looking at. So I do believe that we will break past 48,200, and the area we will go ahead and get rejected on, in my opinion, will be around the high 50s, right? Whether it's 55, 56, this is going to be the area where I believe Bitcoin is going to start to correct. I did mention back over here when I was really bearish, I did mention to all of you there was a high probability we were going to go ahead and break past through that. And if we were going to break past $44,000 on Bitcoin, dude, $48,000 will be around the corner, right? So everything's looking out pretty good. So, you know, everybody's like, John, why are you so freaking bearish when we just had one of the biggest news in history, right? Well, the reason that I've been mentioning is it's ETF or no ETF. We're reaching some very critical areas, right? Bitcoin hasn't really retraced. The biggest retracement we've seen on Bitcoin has been about a 9 to 10% retracement. And if you go all the way back over here, if you've noticed these big, massive moves that Bitcoin had, even back over here, back when in 2017, 2018, when Bitcoin made massive new all-time highs, it had a massive correction of about 80 to 70%, right? Will we have that kind of correction? I don't think so. The only reason why I'm giving out these warnings is because if Bitcoin continues to pump without any resistance, you know, being approached, and without us actually forming any area of supports, the higher we go with Bitcoin, whether let's say tomorrow we wake up, right, or later on today, depending you're ending your day, right? Let's say Bitcoin, you know, the stock market's super bullish, because I feel like Wall Street's more bullish than anything on this, and I'll give you the reasons why I believe we will be seeing some sort of pump tomorrow. I don't think we will see that sell-off as everybody believes. I was thinking we were going to go ahead and see the sell-off. I don't think we will now based on what we're seeing on the stock market, but anything could change, right? But I'm going to go ahead and give you those indicators as to the reason why. So stay tuned with me. Don't leave the live stream just yet, right? But what I'm saying is if Bitcoin does break past $48,000 and then it reaches past $54,000 and we do approach, let's say Bitcoin tomorrow, let's just say, for example, for me, it's still Wednesday. So let's say tomorrow's Thursday. For some of you, it already is Thursday right now. Let's say Friday, coming Friday, we have Bitcoin pumped to $69,000, right? Which is very possible. It's Bitcoin. This is the cryptocurrency market. Anything could happen. It could realistically go to 100,000. So let's say we do hit the 69,000, right? Where do you think our retracement is going to be now? Do you think it's going to be 30%? Or do you think it's going to be 40%? No, the problem is the higher we go, the higher our retracement is. Even if you measure these levels from the top, when Bitcoin went from as low as like in the low, 29,000 to 30, and we saw that massive pump all the way up to 64,000. If you see that retracement, the kind of retracement we had was about a 54% retracement, right? So if we do see Bitcoin hit to these levels of around, let's say $68,000, we are going to go ahead and see a retracement, not of 30% anymore, not of 40% anymore. We're potentially probably going to go ahead and see a 50% retracement, which will take us back to Bitcoin around 34 to that $33,000 area, right? So even with what I'm saying, I mentioned I do believe Bitcoin will be retracing around the 32,000 in my opinion. So whether it's from 48,000, that only requires us a 30% retracement. From 54, that requires us a 40% retracement, and from $68,000 Bitcoin, that will require us a 50% retracement on Bitcoin, right? So regardless of the fact, it still seems like we still are aiming around the lower 30s, right? The mid 30s, if you want to call it. And if you actually see this is, to me, in my opinion, probably the best area of support that actually Bitcoin has come across as of lately, because we did kind of struggle in this area of resistance for a while before we had that massive breakout. And in my opinion, the reason why we had these massive pumps were due to the fact of the anticipation of an ETF, right? So now that we have the ETF, how high can Bitcoin go, right? Well, Bitcoin could only go so high, in my opinion, because not only are we getting closer to reaching those high levels on the RSI, and if you see on the RSI, every time Bitcoin approaches these zones, it always goes down. Not only do we have Bitcoin dominance slightly continue to go down as we continue to go up even higher, the money's going to start flowing into the altcoins, right? We also have the DXY. What looks like we might be having some sort of reversal coming in. Let's go ahead and see what the DXY is looking for us, which is the dollar, which is the US dollar index, and this gives us information of how the market's feeling, right? Typically when the dollar goes up, Bitcoin goes down and vice versa, and the dollar has been going down. So the worst case scenario that I could also see for the dollar is either we break past this area of support, we have, Bitcoin make its new all-time highs, then we have a massive reversal with the dollar and then causing the whole market to correct, right? The second scenario would be we have the DXY break all the way back down over here, which I believe it's still possible, down to the 99, where we will go ahead and see Bitcoin pump to as high as $54,000. And this is the lowest, in my opinion, the US dollar could go. The dollar is not going to go any lower. Why? Because we're also approaching oversold territories on the dollar, and every time it reaches these zones, whether it's oversold or overbought, we always see a reversal in the market. So we're getting multiple signs, and that's just not the only sign, right? I'll show you another sign right now shortly, which is the US 100, which is the NASDAQ, which is a stock market. And you're like, John, what does this have to do with Bitcoin? Well, unfortunately, it's heavily correlated, and it's been following my nice little drawing that I did this a few days ago, right? We're actually seeing the RSI getting ready to cross. So before I do go into those news, I am going to go ahead and see if there's any more comments right now. Let's see. Good midnight. Good midnight. There you go, man. Good midnight. So if any of you have any questions, make sure to comment down below and let me know. And smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you are tuning in to the channel. You can go ahead and feel free to put meme tokens if that's what you want. There's a few members here in the community that still love shilling the meme tokens. I kind of stepped away from them, but I will be providing you 3 altcoins that I actually just made a video before I went live. Like I literally just got done recording a video that I'm going to edit as soon as I get off of live. I'm going to edit this video and it's going to go live in a couple hours, right? So if you're still watching and you can still stay in this live stream for a couple more minutes, I'll go ahead and give you the 3 tokens that I am making the video on. So you're going to get early alpha. That's like my gift to you for being here on this live stream. So talking about the US 100, if you could go ahead and see this, or if you can't because you're maybe, you're working, or you're maybe eating some breakfast or going to sleep, the US 100 is also giving us signs that we're getting ready to show some sort of resistance. We are seeing the RSI right here at the bottom entering that 60. It's getting ready to cross. The worst case scenario, let's say tomorrow it does dump and we're going to go ahead and see the US 100 reverse, which is going to cause Bitcoin to dump, right? And it won't go instantly to 32,000. It will slowly but surely go down to those levels, in my opinion, right? Right now, based on what I'm seeing on the stock market of how we closed on Wednesday, typically when we see the stock market close on a green day, we actually see the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the SPX close on the green. Typically when we have that happen, that definitely means there's some sort of bullish momentum coming in for the next day. So with that being said, to today, for me, it's going to be tomorrow in a couple hours. For a lot of you, it's already Thursday. It's going to be a massive day for the stock market. The US stock market, Wall Street is freaking excited for this ETF, and it's actually more, in my opinion, than everybody in crypto. And the reason why is because that is going to be in the US 100. And it just so happens the US 100 is also getting ready for a massive breakout to the upside, in my opinion. So I do believe there is going to be a possibility where I'm actually more bullish on Bitcoin at the moment than bearish as I would like to. I typically, I've been really bearish with Bitcoin. I will continue to be bearish. I am not going to switch my stance, but as of right now, this is looking pretty bullish for Bitcoin, right? I'm going to be honest with you. This is looking bullish, as much as I want to go ahead and say the opposite, that we're going to crash tomorrow. It's giving us signs that we are going to be pumping later on today, probably leading into Friday, and maybe even for the next 2 weeks. So we could potentially see a continuation to an upside within a week, week and a half. I think 2 weeks max is what I give, in my opinion. Typically, I don't give time frames, but I think 2 weeks max is where we will go ahead and start seeing some sort of reversal. So it's not something for you to panic. It's just something for you to be aware of, right? Because once we do go ahead and see this panic, I believe people are going to overreact on Bitcoin, and it is going to slightly dump the market. Maybe a little small correction on the altcoin market, nothing too big, because you have to remember, once Bitcoin dominance goes, the money inflows from, so the money goes from the stock market to Bitcoin, and from Bitcoin it moves over to altcoins, and then it moves over to meme tokens. So if you're a holder of altcoins and meme tokens, you should actually be celebrating and hoping Bitcoin drops soon and corrects, right? Because that'd be the most bullish thing, meaning then we have altcoin season, and after, the sooner we get altcoin season out of the way, we then have meme coin seasons. And typically meme coin season, if a lot of you can remember back in 2023, around April is actually when original Pepe came out, surpassing over, I think they surpassed 1 billion market cap at the time. So we're seeing signs that they're not 100%, right? I don't want to go ahead and say these are 100% signs, but these are signs that we're able to at least analyze in a market. And I could tell you with confidence where we could potentially see some sort of movement, whether it's from altcoin season to meme coin season, right? And right now, what we're seeing with the US 100, it looks like we're getting close to some sort of top as well. So not only do we have Bitcoin getting close to a top, we're seeing the US 100, which is the NASDAQ, also receiving a top, which is typically correlated to Bitcoin, right? Because it's a tech sector in the US stock market. And Bitcoin is also looking like it's reaching a top. And then we're also having the US dollar looking for that reversal to finally go up. The dollar can no longer dump, right? The only way the dollar would dump down to these levels, surpassing or dumping down 99, would be if there's some sort of collapse or some sort of black swan event, which everything is possible, but I really highly doubt it, right? You also need to be into consideration, there is US elections this year of 2024, and I really doubt that they're going to go ahead and cause the markets to US dollar to at least collapse that quick, right? A collapse in the dollar will go ahead and be a global collapse worldwide, causing the stock market to then dump. Well, first it will start off with the debt bubble, where the debt bubble pops. Then we're going to go ahead and have the dollar collapse. The dollar collapsing will go ahead and cause the stock market to collapse. And in the stock market to collapse will then cause Bitcoin to pump. With that being said, because there is a new, there's a new presidential election coming into the year, I really doubt they're going to go ahead and allow that to happen in the market while they're choosing their Muppet to go ahead and be in office, right? So that's the only reason why I'm a little biased on that. I do believe that we could either, if 2024 is not the year of Bitcoin, I do believe Bitcoin is going to continue to make new all-time highs. There could be a potential possibility we might be having this bull run take us as far as 2026. So as early as 2026 might be the top of the market, right? If we do go ahead and see that happen. So right now my eyes are on the US 100, the DXY. That's really what my main focus is, and this is how we're going to be able to stay afloat and ahead of everybody, right? This is the only way we're going to be able to do this, is by looking at what we see and just trying to make sense out of it. It's obviously not always the case, but so far US 100 moves very closely with Bitcoin. When it dumps, Bitcoin does the same thing and actually does it a lot worse, right? The market actually corrects a lot more when the US 100 corrects. So it's definitely some sort of correlation, and it looks like we could be seeing a continuation on the US 100, which would push crypto or Bitcoin even higher. We are actually also seeing Ethereum making actually a massive pump today. If you actually go ahead and see this, now that we have the Bitcoin narrative out of the way, we actually saw Bitcoin pump 22% in the last 2 days, and that is now because guess who's having a narrative next? Is Ethereum. I told you that as soon as we get Bitcoin's narrative out of the way with the ETF, we're then going to be followed with an ETH ETF, speculation on that, and then we're going to be followed with a Solana and an AVAX and so on and so forth with these higher cap altcoins, right? There's a reason why you have to start positioning yourself with these altcoins, in my opinion. These higher cap altcoins are eventually also going to have an ETF, in my opinion. As I mentioned, you have to understand how big money is thinking and how they're moving, and the reason why an ETF is bullish for them is due to the fact that if we do see that US dollar currency collapse and that stock market collapse, where do you think these institutions are going to want to have their money? They're going to want to have their exposure to cryptocurrencies, because then they're going to be able to issue a digital dollar in the US, which then that's where their new issue of a new currency will come out, pumping Bitcoin, in my opinion, and other cryptocurrencies. So I do expect a lot more inflow into DeFi overall. And with that being said, I don't want to go ahead and bore all of you with what I'm saying. I think that's like the most simplest format. We're going to go ahead and see how we go. More than likely, I will be streaming again later on today when the stock market opens. It will be opening for me in a couple hours, probably about like 6 hours. It will be opening up for me. So I'll probably be going live. All of you will probably see me. You guys will probably see me 4 times, because I'm live right now. I'm gonna go live in a couple hours when I wake up, and then I'm gonna live stream all of this half asleep, and then I'm gonna live stream again, and then I'm gonna live stream again at night. So I'm gonna be live streaming probably 3 times tomorrow, which to me is tomorrow. For a lot of you might be today. So most of you will probably see me 4 times with another new video as well. So we have Pumpkin Price, Pumpkin Coin. How's it going, bro? If you want to show your token, just at least provide the smart contract so we could check it out, buddy. But welcome to the channel. Anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the 3 altcoins that I believe will be pumping in 2024. This is actually a video that I made before I went live, which I will be editing after this live stream. And the first one, I want to go ahead and I want to start off with this narrative, right? Or not really this narrative, but the reason why I'm bullish on these 3 tokens. So these 3 tokens are Solana-based tokens, right? They're on the DeFi sector, and the way these tokens move is that they move very, very closely with Solana. So Solana Obviously, I'm sure none of you have been living under a rock, but if you have, Solana has been making new all-time highs, literally over 5x since the last couple months, since October. And right now, everybody was super hyped up with Solana, right? So while everybody's super hyped up with Solana, I think in my opinion, your focus should be these 3 tokens that I believe will be pumping in this bull run. And the reason why is because these 3 tokens are actually Solana. They're in the Solana-based ecosystem, meaning that these tokens run on the Solana blockchain, meaning that these tokens are DeFi protocols. Some of these are exchanges. Radium is an exchange for all those that do swap, meme tokens or buy other tokens that are on the Solana blockchain. Understand how to use Radium and what Radium is, and you could actually buy their token, right? So Radium actually moves very closely with Solana. You can't make any of this up. Even look, check this out. Look at this chart with Solana and look at Radium. Literally the same kind of movement, and this is one of the best ways, in my opinion, obviously not financial advice, that you could be exposed to having that kind of volatility with Solana as the Solana ecosystem continues to grow. So Radium's the first one. They're already listed on top exchanges, Binance being one of them, BingX as well, and MEXC. And talking about BingX and MEXC, if you want to go ahead and support the channel, make sure to go ahead and use my links down below. BingX right now offering $5,000 in bonuses, and MEXC $20,000 in bonuses. Both of these platforms are no KYC, and if you want to go ahead and get another exchange, Bybit is offering $30,000 in sign-up bonuses. This does require KYC, and it might not be available for all of your regions. So I would suggest BingX and MEXC, they're a little bit more lenient on that. They don't require KYC, but if you could go through the KYC process in your in where you're located, I would recommend Bybit. Go ahead and show them some love. And for all those always asking me, John, what is a VPN I should be using to stay protected, safe online, right? Especially when you're in the space of crypto, I would recommend NordVPN, offering 69% off and 3 months extra just for all of you, right? So go ahead and support the channel by using my links down below. And by the way, I also want to say thank you very much. The channel has been now officially been monetized. I'm really grateful. Wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. Super chats are now enabled as well, so I really do appreciate that. Make sure to go ahead and show some love just by smashing that like button and sharing my videos. It really does help out a lot. So we have Radium as the first one. The second one is Jito. As you see, Jito, even if I compare this chart with Radium and Solana, they move very similar. See, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't probably be buying any of these tokens now. I'd wait for Solana for a retracement on Solana. If Solana does have a retracement, which I think it will. I think Solana could be roughly around the $69 to the $70 range. So it's roughly about like a $20 to $30 difference, right? But if we do see that kind of correction on Solana, we could be seeing a correction on Radium, Jito, and Orca, right? So with Jito, this is another platform right here that you could actually do some yield farming and staking. You could actually go ahead and stake some tokens and get some very good rewards if you go ahead and check this out right here on Stake. Now they have also even airdrops from what it looks like. So this is a DeFi protocol platform. As I mentioned, I'm super bullish with DeFi. With this Bitcoin ETF, I do believe that a lot more money will be coming into the space, which will then go ahead and pump a lot of these other DeFi protocols, right? So Jito being one of them as well. And if you actually go ahead and see the price of Jito, this thing has freaking been crazy moving with Solana as well. So I definitely go ahead and check out Jito. Jito is another, as Solana continues to grow and more money starts flowing into Solana, Jito will grow as well. So that's the second token. And the third one, which is Orca. This is a decentralized exchange. This thing has been pumping a lot too as well with Solana, another Solana based token. This is very similar. This is an exchange slash this is like a full-on DeFi protocol, right? You could go ahead and trade, and you could also go ahead and provide liquidity. So this is a decentralized exchange slash a staking farming platform, right? As you can go ahead and see, you can go ahead and stake your SOL with USDC and actually get a percentage on a 24-hour yield, which is not that bad, 0.367. You know, that's not what most banks offer. I mean, look, you could even go ahead and stake your bonk with USDC and get a 1.35 with a 24-hour yield, providing liquidity. So these platforms are one of the best, as I mentioned, as Solana continues to pump, and as you know, more of the newcomers we have coming into the space of crypto, I think we are going to be having a lot more people transacting into these DeFi protocols on Solana, then pushing a lot of these new projects out. So I do expect a lot of the Solana ecosystem to grow even more. Now that we have this ETF, I do expect a lot of money inflowing into DeFi. So the good thing about this is that right now tokens, you could get like about 2%. What it seems like the high is maybe 3%. But you also have to keep in mind, look at this one right here, is 12%, which is a shrimple on SOL, right? This is insane. Obviously, the higher the percentages, the higher the risk. But what I'm trying to tell you is that if you're able to go ahead and keep your eyes aware of what's going on right now with the space, you're not being blinded by the Solana effect where everybody's just focused on Solana, but they're forgetting that there's other tokens that are running on Solana that you can make just as much money, if not even more, because nobody has even come across them yet. The thing is with these platforms right here is that when tokens do come out or new platforms come out, you could actually go ahead and provide liquidity and get crazy, insane returns all the way up to like literally 20,000%, right? You're getting rewarded that because you're providing liquidity early on as a liquidity provider, meaning you make money for literally letting the exchange borrow your money, if you want to say. That's like the simplest format I kind of want to put it in. And there's actually over $244 million locked in Orca at the moment right now, with $150,000 of weekly reward. So this is freaking insane. I do believe that this will continue to grow on all these platforms, especially in the DeFi sector and especially on Solana, right? So with that being said, that's pretty much on my end. I have nothing else to really talk about. This was like just a very short stream. Unless anybody has any other questions, if you want to show me any tokens, make sure to go ahead and put the smart contract down below for everybody to go ahead and see, and myself as well. But looking at crypto bubbles, everything is freaking up. ETC, Ethereum Classic up 30%. We're seeing Hex up 40%. This is freaking crazy. So we're already getting a lot of these altcoins pumping because of the decline of Bitcoin, right? Since we saw that reach at $47,000, it looks like Bitcoin is all these altcoins are now, you know, are pumping because of that. But I do believe Bitcoin will go ahead and continue to pump, in my opinion. If we do go ahead and lose 43,120, it's not going to be looking too good for Bitcoin, and you could go ahead and expect Bitcoin to come down to the levels of 36,000. Losing 36,000 will take us to our zone of $32,000 on Bitcoin. So be aware of those price areas. 43,020 should be your number for this thing to be bearish. In order for us to continue to be bullish, I would like to go ahead and see Bitcoin just continue to hold these levels. As long as we continue to hold these levels, ideally hold above 44,359, we will continue to be bullish, and we will be seeing 48,200 being broken and then approaching 54,000, which I believe will be the top, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe 48,000 is the top and this thing starts coming down to these levels. Can you check OP? Of course I can. Anything for you, Goldie Crypto. So let's go ahead and check OP. So we're going to do some OP technical analysis. So looking at OP, very interesting. This thing has been pumping a lot too. So let's go ahead and see where we're at with OP. OP on the daily seems like it has found some sort of area of support. We're actually at a pretty decent area of support. Not too bad on that. We're also seeing the RSI getting ready to cross. If we do go ahead and get rejected on the RSI, we could go ahead and expect OP to continue to hold, or at least retest these levels at the $3 or the 2.99. if we do go ahead and get rejected at these zones right here at the 2.99, we will go ahead and be reaching 2.15 or 2.30 on that. And let's go ahead and look at the smaller time frames on OP. Looking at OP, it looks like we have found some sort of area of resistance on OP, but as long as we continue to hold above $3.38, we could go ahead and see a continuation to an upside. We are seeing the RSI getting ready to cross, and we could be breaking out to new all-time highs, and that could be approaching the $5 range if we break the $4.18, which has been an area of resistance we've been slightly struggling with, right? But so far it's looking pretty good. I wouldn't complain too much on OP. Is looking decent on this. I would say ideally, as long as we don't see OP fall below $3.35, we should be good. We should be good. And even if you want to be a little bit more strict, I would say I wouldn't want to see OP fall no lower than $3.50 realistically. I wouldn't want to see OP fall no lower than $3.50, but I'll give OP some time to reverse even as low as $3.35 to retest this area one more time at 3.99, and breaking that will be a price target of $5 and above on OP. So OP is looking pretty good too. It's looking like some sort of continuation to a breakout on this is going to be happening. So I'll definitely go ahead and keep my eyes on this. Let's see, we could probably see, yeah, I would say roughly like short term, we could probably see around $5.30 on OP in the next couple weeks. I would say probably in the next 2 weeks, if we continue to see this this decline on Bitcoin, we could go ahead and see an upside on OP if it does continue to take off, right? But the RSI does seem like it's slightly struggling, at least on the daily. Let's go ahead and look at the 1 hourly real quick. So the 1 hourly is not looking too bad either. It does look like the support is at around 350. So ideally, I wouldn't want to see OP fall below 350. So as long as we hold above 350, we should be good. 350, no lower than $3.35. That would be the bearish case scenario. If OP loses $3.35, OP will be dumping. It will be dumping, in my opinion. Any other tokens, by the way, chat? That was a pretty good one. Yeah, but that's pretty much it on my end. I'm not sure if anybody has any other tokens on what you want me to go ahead and talk about. And by the way, I would suggest all of you to go ahead and check out the Discord. The Discord is completely for free. It doesn't cost you any money. Literally, we go ahead and put in Bitcoin TA here. I put some Bitcoin TA earlier today. BTC flipping bearish short-term time frames. Watch out. It's crucial to hold this key level. Mid-term bullish vibes. Keep an eye on BTC dominance is pulling back. Stay sharp. And I also announced when we got the ETF approval. And for hot altcoins, I also put exciting news. XAI is a level 3 project in our Tribium, just launched on Binance today with a market cap of 140 million, aims to onboard billions into Web3 gaming. And I actually went ahead and posted a chart right here on the 1 hourly with the utility and purpose. So this Discord is completely for free at the moment. I would go ahead and encourage everybody to go ahead and join. You can get some really good alpha before anybody else does on the live stream, right? So this is one of the best ways to not only interact with me, but also interact with other community members that do provide a lot of alpha here with meme tokens. I mostly post just TA and a lot of hot altcoins. Even if you go back over here to the back, I posted quite a few altcoins that were top trending, right, that I haven't talked about on the live stream, and I'm doing that purposely because I want to provide all of you some value. And as I mentioned, this is completely for free. It doesn't cost you anything. I would encourage all of you to join. Like literally, Goldie had a question a few days ago, and Glenn was able to answer it. Something I wasn't able to answer, honestly, and I'm sure she got her question. She got her question answered, right? So not only do you get help through me, but you also get help through other community members that are a lot smarter than me and know more than me, and you know it's the best way to go ahead and share knowledge with one another. Thanks, John. I appreciate you. When is it ETH time? It looks like ETH time is actually coming very soon. Right now we are seeing ETH well, it was at least pumping. Now it looks like we're slightly retracing, but it looks like ETH time is coming very, very soon. We are seeing on Ethereum right now, we are going to be looking for some sort of support. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ethereum come back down to these levels at around $2,400 to $2,300. And this would be probably due to the case that we will go ahead and see a continuation on Bitcoin. So we'll probably see, Ethereum retest these levels back right here around the 24, 23 before we continue to have another breakout to $3,000 on Bitcoin. So our Ethereum. Yeah, Discord is great. You get a lot of information. It's completely for free, right? I think there's a lot of alpha there provided, and as I mentioned, you're getting all the information for free for now. It won't be free for long, chat. So I encourage all of you to take advantage of it. It won't be for free for too long. Maybe at the most, it'll probably be for free for another additional 3 months, and but regardless of that, it's not going to be that much. It's probably going to be like $40 a month. But the only reason why I'm only providing that information to all the Discord members right now, as I mentioned, is because I want to provide all of you more value, right? I want to provide all of you a lot more value, and I would rather push it to the community. And it's free, as I mentioned. It's completely free. If I had snake oil, I'll try to sell you on that too, but I don't. I don't sell any of that. If you want to go ahead and show some love to my Twitter, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at ALTCOINJohn. Go ahead and give me a follow. Feel free to DM me if you want to, or even reach out to me on Discord. I will be live streaming later on today. That's pretty much it on my end. Goldie Crypto, do you have any more questions for me? Anything else for me? Is that it? I'm pretty much it on my end. I've kind of said all the news. I'll go ahead and give it a few more minutes before I end the live stream. That way, so we could go ahead and see what kind of crypto news we're getting right now, right? Crypto news. Let's see what we have. I usually like going to CoinDesk. Let's go ahead and see what CoinDesk has after this. Spot ETFs approved. Here's how crypto executives reacted. So how do they react? Let's go ahead and see. The U.S. finally approved. The spot decision comes more than a decade after the initial filing for Bitcoin ETF base, a financial product designed to track the performance of various assets. Wall Street gains such as BlackRock, Fidelity, and Vanrick, alongside several native crypto firms, are among those bringing their ETFs to the market. And the reason why this is, I guess, kind of bullish, I don't think it's too bullish. This ETF is now going to be able to be allowed to be purchased on people's 401ks, which I don't know if that's smart for people to do, right? Like is it smart for people to have? I mean, it's good to have some exposure, right? But dude, a Bitcoin for a 401k, I don't know about that. Coinbase to custody 8 spot Bitcoin ETFs following SEC approval. Kathy Wood lashes out at Gary Gensler over criticism of crypto space after approving spot ETFs. That's interesting. Let's see what else. Let's see if we have any other news. Any other news? Why are Bitcoin ETFs such a big deal? Gold provides $100 billion answer. So let's go ahead and read into this. Marcus Marley, how's it going? It's me. Who's me? Marcus Marley. Welcome, Marcus Marley. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a good one, bro. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, what is the big answer to this? Hopes are extremely high for Bitcoin ETFs, which just won SEC approval into their ability to transform crypto investing. Bitcoin ETF just won regulatory approval in the US on Wednesday and has been hugely hyped by dreamers. You can't make this thing up, man. You can't make this thing up. People ask me what happened when the first... What people are comparing the gold ETF with the Bitcoin ETF. Do you think something like this will happen? Back in 2024, we saw the first gold ETF pumped. I don't know. Is that a good thing to compare it to? A gold ETF to a Bitcoin ETF. Let's read what the comments are saying. 5x, man, if you want to imply the BTC will mirror that, this is a mistake. Gold was not accessible by the vast majority of the population back then. The ETF changed that. This is not the case for Bitcoin. True. Though an ETF will definitely be a positive catalyst for Bitcoin, we don't think it will be the same degree as gold. I agree as well, man. I agree as well. Let's see what else we could see. It's a bad comparison. Bitcoin is way more scarce than gold. So isn't gold backed by gold ETF? I don't think gold ETF is actually backed. That's what people say. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about digital things like that, right? I don't know who is mean. Goldie, no good night sleep. See you tonight. I'll see you tonight, Goldie. You'll see me later on today. I mean, it's already nighttime for me, right? It's been a long time. We have not talked in a very long time. How's it going? Marley. Where do I know you from? Okay, so I see your YouTube. My song to Candy. Are you Candy's wife? Or husband? Is what I'm trying to say. Husband? Candy's husband? Let's see. Change Z. Nope, I don't think so. You don't think so on what? On the gold ETF? You also talked to my fiance Candid with AC. Yes, I do know you, man. Welcome to the channel. To be honest, yes, would be easier to say on comms, but we'll try here. ETF opens crypto to the more conservative people with 401ks will suddenly be investing in them, as most people don't check that. Yeah, 100%. We should collaborate, bro. I see you have a channel. Do you do any crypto still? I'm looking at your channel right now. You've done videos like about 2 years ago, huh? Deutsch to the moon. Man, you had a pretty good channel going, bro. You should go back to it. If you get back into uploading crypto, let's do a collab, bro. Yeah, I see you were live streaming crypto a lot. ALTCOIN. Yeah, 2 years ago, bro. You had some pretty long streams. Not too bad. Yeah, if you're back to streaming on crypto or making videos, let's collaborate, dude. Yeah, I don't think it will be the same as gold ETF. It will not change much. I agree with you. I don't think it will be the same thing either. I don't think the gold ETF is gonna be as crazy as this, dude. I just think, like, okay, like, I understand what Mark is saying with the 401k exposure. It makes sense, but imagine having like people that work at regular retail jobs having their 401ks invested into Bitcoin. Like, you know how bad of a disaster that could be? Like, I remember when I was working at my old job in jewelry sales, and then just talking to a lot of people. Like, I remember my manager had over $1 million in her 401k that she worked very, very hard for her whole life. My freaking neck snapped. I'm not sure if any of you heard that. And I remember when we had the scandemic happen, and that thing just tanked, bro. And she was telling me how, like, she was down like over $300,000 to $400,000 on her 401k. Imagine that. Imagine being at an older age, getting closer to retiring, and then you have a black swan event kind of happen, like we had with the scandemic, and then literally everything freaking just dumps, and your portfolio, your 401k is now down like 40%. Like, imagine being exposed to Bitcoin and knowing that Bitcoin like dumps. Well, let's say 30%, because maybe your 401ks will not be dumping 40%. But we did have the black swan event where a lot of things did tank 40%, right? So imagine having something where Bitcoin just normally corrects to a 30 to 40%. So I think, I don't know how I feel about that. Mark says, I have not done crypto in a long time. Matt Wallace, Mr. Highboy took my crowd. People wanted hype instead of logic. Was it Matt Wallace? Was it Matt Wallace, the guy doing the AMC videos? People wanted hype instead of logic and correct investing. That's how most people do it. You do more my style. Yeah, I agree with you, man. That's just the way that this market is. People just want hype men all the time, you know. And I've gotten wrecked in the space way too many times, and that's kind of the reason why I kind of step away from that kind of stance, and I try to focus on the more logical. That's why, like, I'm bearish when people are doing the opposite. Like, I'm bearish on the ETF. But I only put $100,000 on the thumbnail to test it out, because the last video I put was like Bitcoin going to $32,000, and I'm gonna see if it actually made a difference between putting $100,000 to $32,000. Maybe you don't want to be a bear when everybody's bullish, right? Maybe ride the wave. But yeah, just I feel like this is gonna be bearish, and we will be reaching some sort of top. Okay, here, let me sell it to you. This is like a investing broker controlling your 401k. What? Yeah, 100%. I mean, but I wouldn't even trust someone running a 401k for me, to be honest. Like even when I had my 401k, I chose all the investments that I was going to put my money into. And then I realized that I was like, dude, you know what? 401k is kind of a scam. I don't know. I feel like that's a scam too, to be honest. That would be a total depression. Yeah, that would be a total depression. I mean, imagine working your whole life, 401k, and then like the stock market dumps, and now you're exposed to Bitcoin, which is running on the Nasdaq. It's like you're kind of screwed. And I feel bad for the people that are gonna want exposure into Bitcoin, and the firms are gonna be like, hey, you want some Bitcoin, Bob? Bob's gonna be like, oh yeah, that thing's gonna retire me. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to probably go all in into a lot of these ETFs through their broker or their financial advisor, and I don't know, they might want to pull out at the bottom. So with today, the way to go is with energy, going green, and tech. If you're willing to change to a little riskier portfolio in your 401k, we can help you, because if we do 10% of your portfolio in the new Bitcoin ETF, you're investing in carbon emissions tech and saving energy, as it's a digital asset. Yeah, I don't know. I just wouldn't be able to be sold on a Bitcoin ETF. Like why wouldn't you want to just hold on to actual physical, well, not physical, but why wouldn't you want to hold on to like digital Bitcoin? Like why would you buy an ETF, dude? It's like I kind of understand gold, because gold it's a physical asset, right? You don't want to be walking around with physical gold all the time. I guess a digital gold, digital ETF would be more convenient, but how is a Bitcoin ETF more convenient? Why not just go to Coinbase and buy Bitcoin yourself, or just hold on to Bitcoin yourself? I really don't see the difference on that. I guess the only thing is probably going to be more for like the Roth IRAs, the 401ks. And this is the reason why I'm telling you, this is a lot bigger for Wall Street. It's not really big for us in crypto. I don't even know how this thing's going to be bought out either. It doesn't mean that, these firms are going to have Bitcoin on their balance sheet in order to have the ETF being backed. I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming that's the way it works. Or are they going to be issuing an ETF, kind of like an IOU, where they issue it to the client buys the Bitcoin at the price with the ETF, and then they go ahead and buy physical, or not physical, but they go buy digital Bitcoin themselves. And it's kind of like they're kind of doing spreads on it, right? It's kind of like they're doing an arbitrage middleman kind of deal. You kind of see it that way too. I don't know. I think maybe I'm just kind of like super bearish about it. I see we have over 14 watchers, chat. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. We have only 8 likes. 14 watchers and only 8 likes. And it doesn't cost you not 1 penny. What the heck just happened? My computer just disconnected. Am I still live? Check. Yes, I am live. I don't know what just happened. My monitor just disconnected. Yeah, we have 8 likes. Come on, chat. Come on, we could do better than that. Yeah, but let's see what other reactions we could go ahead and see. This guy's so cool right here. Gary Gensler. Let's see. Bitcoin gained over 160% since that movement or moment. I do believe we'll also probably have a Chainlink ETF, by the way. As I was telling everybody, like, I believe we'll also have a Solana ETF. So I do expect a lot of these ETFs to be pushed. Let me go ahead and turn on the lights. I don't know why I just turned it off. My bad. Well, disconnected. That's what happened. I didn't even realize. I was like, why is it so dark in my room all of a sudden? I didn't even realize. Room's so dark all the time, I don't even realize it. But as I was saying, Ethereum ETF is now the next hype thing. We're also having the Solana ETF. I'm pretty sure we're for sure not going to have a BNB. That's not going to happen in my opinion. But probably like a Cardano. I wouldn't even be surprised if we have a Dogecoin ETF. You have to keep in mind this is all about money. This is really all about money. So whatever the firms could go make their money on, they're going to go ahead and do everything they can to make all of these ETFs. Probably all the top altcoins are going to be ETFs eventually at one point. And that's how they're going to have exposure to the market. Mark says they just hear Bitcoin on the news, Bitcoin and TV ads, Bitcoin at the ATMs now, but they don't learn what it is. It's a noob's way that they invest in stocks, only try to hop on the bandwagon. Yeah, I agree. And that's like mostly like the retail that is not willing to like learn, right? Like there's probably going to be a lot of like these top executives maybe, you know, working at these corporate ladders. They're probably going to be having chats like, hey, do you own some Bitcoins? Like, yeah, I just bought some Bitcoin through my Fidelity, right? It's going to be a lot more convenient, I guess. It's a conveniency. It's more of a societal thing, mostly to the older generation that is used to investing the old way. Yeah, I agree with you. Mark. I definitely do agree with you. That's probably why the ETF is so important for many people. But I don't know. I think we're getting towards some sort of top, both Bitcoin and the stock market. And the stock market, we're also getting some sort of top very, very soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not sure if anybody has any other questions. Anybody wants to go ahead and comment down below. Like Mark, I like the interactions. Older generation has it installed in their head that ETFs are safer. That makes sense. See, I wouldn't comprehend any of this. It just, from a point of logic, it makes no sense. I don't know why anybody would think an ETF would be safer. I guess the only safe thing about an ETF is that you don't have to worry about accidentally losing your key, which I think that's probably the reason why, you know, a lot of people wouldn't get into crypto. Crypto is very complicated, Chad. It's a super complicated space. Like, I've been in this space for a few years, and I could tell you, I literally learn new things every freaking day. Like, this space is freaking complicated. So I really can't blame, you know, a lot of people with this. It kind of makes sense. Jesus, what do you have your RSI set at? It's just regular. It's just a 64 and 55. I don't really play too much on my RSI settings. I just kind of keep it as is. Long term, are you talking about my long-term perspective? I'm bullish on Bitcoin. Long-term perspective, I think we could have. We will be seeing Bitcoin hit like $80,000 to $100,000. I think we'll see $80,000 to $100,000 on Bitcoin in 2025, if not by the end of 2024. Towards the end of 2024, entering 2025, I do believe we will see $80,000 plus Bitcoin. I think $100,000 is going to be between 80 to 90,000. I think it's going to be happening, unless some crazy black swan event happens that it gets delayed and then we're delayed to 2025 or 2026, which I think is very, very possible too. We could also just have the year of 2024 this could be also our last pump. If you kind of think about it, we could also have Bitcoin have its last pump. Like, let's say, for example, like this is the top of the crypto market. Let's just say it, right? Let's just say this was all like hopium to get everybody excited for crypto, and Bitcoin pumps. Let's say Bitcoin pumps. This is Ethereum. Why the heck am I looking at Ethereum? Let's say Bitcoin pumps to, you know, let's just say Bitcoin pumps and tops at $50,000, right? Let's say that's the top. We start coming back down to around $32,000 Bitcoin. We play around this area. We would just literally slowly consolidate for a while, and then eventually we have 2025 where we might have some sort of breakout. But I think it's going to be like towards November, December, where we'll go ahead and have another breakout with Bitcoin pumping to $80,000 to $100,000, and we'll probably then have it like correct. Let's say $90,000 correction. We're going to go ahead and have its new support be found around 40, and now we have new support found on Bitcoin at 40, and then 2020, what is it, 2025, 2026 is where we'll potentially see maybe Bitcoin at $100,000 and above. We could do some sort of move like that. It's kind of very similar to this if you kind of see it. Look at that. We had that pump. We had that correction before we had that massive pump. And we could probably have something like that too, where we have like the whole entire bull market kind of delayed for a few months, like 6 months. That'd be like the worst case scenario. That Bitcoin doesn't pump until like the ends of October and November, which I think that's what's going to happen. I think Bitcoin's going to slightly start recovering back up after we retrace around summer, and then we're going to go ahead and have a pump leading into fall and winter like we typically do. And then we're going to end the year with a new all-time high. We're going to retrace, and then leading 2026 is when we're going to make the new all-time high, in my opinion. For giggles, try your RSI at 10, 9, and 5. Trust and believe. Okay. I don't even know how to edit my RSI, bro, to be honest. I think I have to go to settings, right? RSI. Where's my RSI, dude? Is it this one right here? Which one am I using? Yeah, I think it's this one that I'm using. How do I edit this? Okay, so do 10 and 9. Okay, 10 and 9 and 5. So do I do the length? Do I do this? Is this what you're telling me to do? This, right? COG will be there. Just double click on the numbers. What numbers? I don't ever change my settings. Right here? Well, this is how I edit it, so what do I change them to? Okay, length 10 or 9. We'll do 10. And what about this? What about BB stead dev? Do I just put 10 on that? Smoothing length. What is smoothing length? Where's that at? Is this the bottom one? This? Is that correct? Is that the correct 10 and 5? Or is it this RSI length? Yeah, I never change my settings on my RSI. I just always keep it at the basics. Okay. I kind of don't see a difference. Am I supposed to see a difference? Was that correct or no? Did I do something wrong? Is RSI length good, or should I put 5 on this? In the purple area, yes, it's right. All right, awesome. look at how they touch. Okay. That's a lot better. To know true buy-in times. Nice. I don't know. Have you talked about what's your opinion on BRC20 and tail points? Awesome, bro. I appreciate you, Mark. Nice. Oh, so every little dot, it's a sell point is what you're saying? Or the buy zone? All right, so the tops is sell, and when they cross is buy. Change Z says, I don't know if you talked about this, but what's your opinion on BRC20? BRC20, bro, I think BRC20 is something we should all learn how to use. I've been actually talking about BRC20 tokens for a cool minute. I just honestly feel like it's it's kind of a hassle to come across, like, or not come across, but using BRC20 tokens. Like it's kind of the lines are sell, tail point, sell, lines, buy. BRC20 tokens, I think there's definitely some sort of a barrier to entry, in my opinion. So if you could go ahead and pick up to BRC20 tokens, I think there could be a correlation with BRC20 tokens moving with Bitcoin. So I do believe we should have some exposure to a lot of it. I know Rats was pumping like crazy not that long ago in True Sats. So, you know, if you know how to use the BRC20 blockchain, I would definitely recommend you to play around with it. But I do believe we should have some sort of exposure. I probably won't be playing with it now. I'll probably just wait for this market correction to happen and really see how it reacts if it's a one-on-one. But I'm assuming because it's a BRC20, they might move along with Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin does have a correction, it's probably not the smartest thing to jump into BRC20 tokens. But I do believe it's a smart thing to understand how to use you know, a Satoshi wallet. I think it's called Satoshi or a Sats wallet. I can't remember. Ordinals. So if you're if you haven't used it, like I was supposed to do it. I was supposed to make a video on how to buy ordinals and how to inscribe them and all that. And I'm like, dude, this thing's way too freaking complicated. like I've watched so many YouTube videos and I'm like, dude, I still don't understand how to do any of this. But the good thing is that a lot of these tokens are now in the market, right? Now you could go ahead and trade a lot of these tokens on like MEXC or even on BingX as well. So that's kind of the cool thing about it. So top is sell, bot line is buy, midline is hold. Interesting. So top is sell, bot line is buy, midline is sell. True, it's too complicated to say. I don't understand either. Yeah, dude, it's like I tried, like I was watching videos, like I literally watched like 4 or 5 videos and I read articles and I was like, dude, I still don't understand how to do this. And I was supposed to make videos about it because they were popping back around in July and I wanted to go ahead and provide more info to that, but I was like, dude, I don't know how to do this. I got to learn from someone. Like this thing's way too complicated. So the problem is also, and the thing is with this space is that I've noticed that you have to stick to one thing that you're good at, right? Whether it's trading on DeFi, whether it's trading, you know, leverage trading, or whether it's just learning or knowing how to read, you know, smart contracts or the white paper. I think that's kind of your best bet, right? Because if you're trying to dabble into trying to do everything, you're never going to actually execute on one thing. And for example, like ordinals, I'll try to go ahead and learn that again because I have to. I think I should go ahead and learn that. I think we all should. But if I can't figure it out, honestly, I'm not going to go ahead and figure it out. I would rather just connect with someone that knows how to do it and teach me, because that's actually your best bet. And that's the reason why I always tell everybody, like, try to push for joining the Discord that we have, due to the fact that, what is this, 41 minutes ago? What is these news? We're already getting news out. Critics lash out unsound and spot Bitcoin ETF approval. What the heck does this mean? To commercial vote against the approval wrote that the agency's move to greenlight investment vehicle was unsound. What does that mean? I'm concerned that these products will flood the market and land squarely into the retirement accounts of U.S. households who can least afford to lose their... Dude, I was just literally talking about this. Like, dude, it's pretty effed up that a lot of people are going to be now, like, exposed to Bitcoin through the retirement accounts with a freaking token that dumps like 50 to 70%, you know, to loser savings, to the fraud and manipulation that appears on the spot markets. Oh my gosh, you can't make this thing up. The SEC's actions today has changed nothing about the worthless financial product. Bitcoin and crypto still have no legitimate use, remain the preferred product of speculators, gamblers, predators, and criminals. The funniest thing is that the US dollar is probably the most used currency when it comes to illegal activity. But that's hilarious. In addition to all the previously existing ways to gamble on Bitcoin, there are now 11 more ways for speculators to place their bets. The problems for the bulls now is that what's left to bet on. It's just too bad that Bitcoin itself has no actual real world utility like gold. Imagine comparing gold with Bitcoin, dude. But yeah, I agree. What is there? What else is there to bet on Bitcoin right now? If this is the top for Bitcoin, you know, what else is there to bet? And that's kind of the reason why I'm bearish on Bitcoin short term. Short term, I'm kind of bearish on Bitcoin. But yeah, ordinals are a little too complicated, bro. If I ever get to figure it out, I'll definitely make a video on it. I'll try to go ahead and try to deep dive on it one more time. The thing that I have been playing with around lately has been with MEXC blockchain. That's actually an exchange that I've been playing with. I think it's called like NetSwap. Yeah. So MEXC blockchain is going to be a big one as well too. And this is actually one of the blockchains that I'm actually playing around with. A little complicated to bridge, I'm not going to lie. Pretty complicated to bridge. But I do believe that we should be learning how to use these platforms. Like right now, I'm actually staking a bit. I'm staking. How much am I up? I'm up 50 cents, chat. So I put in only about like 60 something dollars or 70 a few days ago. And right now my APR is 68%. So I would definitely recommend everybody to learn how to use different blockchains, but it's not something that is needed all the time. So what Mark is saying that the RSI is a higher number in length for longer term buy and sell monitor. Lower number is better for short term day trading. I can teach you technical charting with all the help from a programmer using programs. Learn to see, identify the patterns. That's why my channel got going anywhere was the top TA charter. I could see ceilings and floors without help from anything. Yeah, dude, definitely put me on, bro. Join my Discord. Join my Discord. Bitcoin is still slower than dog. Not much utility being made. I mean, ADA and for me personally, Solana has a ton of utility. Heck, Solana is the first to implement the tech into the cell phones. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I mean, I've been quite bearish with Solana too. I'm not gonna lie. I've been the biggest bear when it has come to Solana since the last bull run. I thought it was an overhyped token. I've had so many issues with Solana. But with that being said, it's like I guess Solana does have more hype. Like Bitcoin, dude. Like Bitcoin, I guess the only utility it has is a speculation. It's the same thing with all these tokens, right? At the end of the day, it's kind of like we're all gambling with all these new currencies. That's really all we're doing, you know? Because if you remember back in 2017, and I remember a lot of these tokens, like a lot of the tokens that were top back in 2017 are no longer in the top anymore. They're probably forgotten. They probably died down, or they no longer exist. And that's kind of the issue when it comes to a lot of these tokens, is that a lot of people focus on the main focus on utility. And the thing is that the project could have a really good utility, but if it doesn't have the community behind it, the token's kind of gone, right? And that's kind of the reason why I always enjoyed meme tokens, because that's what people like. People like the meme tokens. But the real utility is attention, right? How much attention can you get? And Solana has been really, really good with that. Bitcoin, I wouldn't really compare to Bitcoin with Solana. I would compare it more as to Bitcoin being the introduction to what we have now in the crypto space. But with that being said, you know, Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin is just best bet is just to freaking hold Bitcoin and trade it if you want to with leverage, right? But besides that, like, Bitcoin is kind of like one of those where, in my opinion, where I feel like you're kind of done already. Like it's already priced at $45,000. Like not even gold is worth that much, bro. Like an ounce of gold is around $2,300, and gold has been out for years. So like imagine this digital asset that just now it is worth $45,000. I don't think I have a Discord bot, bro. I don't have any bots in my channel. I'll give you the link right now though. These coins are Gen Z hackers' wet dreams. It's data, it's corrupt and fails in time as a state of fact. What happens when the chains start to corrupt? 100% cool comment guy. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. I'll go ahead and what is it called? I'll go ahead and provide you the link right now. Cool comment guy says gold has been out for years, more like since dawn of time. Yeah, 100%. See, gold has been out for years, but like I'm not comparing gold with Bitcoin, right? I'm just saying like if gold has real value, right? It's physical. I'm wearing it. I guess it's real, right? It's in my hand. I feel it. I could go sell it to the pawn shop. Probably won't get the same because they're gonna try to rip me off with the premiums of gold. But what I'm trying to say is that even gold, dude, like gold, like look how long it took gold to get to the levels where it's at today. It's barely $2,000 an ounce. Gold is barely $2,000 an ounce. And you're telling me that Bitcoin is worth $45,000? Says who? You know what I mean? So like I just feel like all of this is really just a big Ponzi scheme. And that's why I think your best bet is trading most of these tokens, making your nut, and just you're out, you know, on to the next. You know, Bitcoin obviously is here to stay, but a lot of these other altcoins, it's who knows what's going to happen. You know, who knows what's going to happen? Because what's the whole entire point of DeFi if the government's going to get involved? At least for me, the reason why I got fascinated by blockchain was because supposedly it was supposed to be decentralized. And to me, that's what got me excited. I was like, but even gold, right? I used to work in the jewelry business, and even the jewelry business is a freaking scam itself. Like the premiums that we would be, you know, charging for was never actually the case. Like who actually says a diamond's worth that, you know? Diamonds are not really worth anything. We're just given the illusion that they're worth something. And it kind of goes back to like what we're talking about right now, right? It's all psyops, bro. It's really just psyops. That's really all it is. Everything's just freaking overhyped. Like diamonds are overhyped. Like when I was working in the jewelry business, like most people would not be able to tell a difference between a moissanite, a diamond, and a lab-grown diamond. And the only reason why you're paying more for the natural diamonds is because they're blood diamonds. You know, they're diamonds you have to go ahead and dig out and probably go through a lot. And that's the price you're paying. That's the rarity you're paying, right? And then you have lab-grown diamonds that are grown in a laboratory. Same like if you're growing weed in a laboratory, it's in a better place, right? It's better quality. Yet they're a lot cheaper. And then you have the moissanites that are gems. They're not diamonds, but they shine like diamonds, and they're just as hard as diamonds. But that's what I'm telling you. Like, it's just the illusion that we've been sold. Diamonds are forever, you know. So it's just all manipulation, dude. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. Like, I feel like it's the same thing at this point. That's my Discord link right there. Well, the thing is, gold is overly hyped because of the usage in tech, but that is only because we don't have the tech to make silver work long term. Silver is honestly a better conductor. Yeah, see, I don't know much about how gold and silver work in tech, but I do know that we have a lot of our TVs and stuff like that. Our computers use copper, silver, and gold. I know mostly gold and copper are the things that are used mostly, like especially on phones. But even then, like, I'm sure there's ways around it, man. There's no way that's the reason why gold is the price it is right now. And even if that was the case, like, gold should be up a lot higher. Cool comment guy says, I want to invest in data by PLTR shares. Data use and AI, that's the key, not a coin that has nothing but built on nothing. PLTR is a stock. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying the real utility chat that I've been talking about for ages. The real utility is data. Data is the real Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin, bro. That's what should be the Bitcoin. Data. Our data should be it. But it's actually quite the opposite, right? It's like no one cares about our data, and that's what we should be using as a real utility, or that's what we should actually be more worried about. That's the actual real asset. Real asset, it's data. It's people's data. We don't own our data. We're going to be constantly freaking marketed for the rest of our lives because we don't own our data. So what do? They use AI, and what else? Plantier stock to buy on artificial intelligence outlook. I think I've heard of this company. Did it have a short squeeze? Yeah, I'm gonna start getting back into the stock market, but I probably won't be buying. I probably won't be trading the stock market. I'll probably be longing the stock market, to be honest, because I think the stock market's also going to go up higher after we have this correction. After we have this correction, I'm going to start longing the stock market. I'm going to be mostly focusing on tech. I think tech is also going to go down. So I think the whole tech sector is going to go down with Bitcoin, and then I'm going to start loading up on Bitcoin miners for the next 2 years. I'm going to be loading up on those, on Mara, Riot, and then start exposing myself to like these AI companies as well too. I mean, Monero is more of a privacy coin, no? Plantier is AI play. L6 Clarence is company like Amazon and Micro, but they are new. John Brain is slowly getting fried. Yeah, dude, my freaking brain is getting freaking fried right now at this point. Yeah, I mean, Monero's a privacy coin though, right? And the thing is, a lot of these countries are now banning a freaking a privacy coin. Well, the thing is, I've done a lot of research on Monero, right? Because I was like, well, maybe I could mine Monero. Yeah, it turns out it's not as profitable as it used to probably be back in the day. But it turns out that their open source is actually not a private coin. Like, it's actually pretty traceable. So a lot of people are now wondering, like a lot of the Monero maxis are actually wondering if Monero was all done on purpose. Like if it was actually like done on purpose to be exposed, to make you think that it's a privacy coin, but it's not a privacy coin. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And that is why I have taken such a long break. Yeah, man. Well, the thing is, I streamed twice. This is my second stream today. I just made another video. I'm an hour and 21 minutes deep right now, and I'm gonna go live in a couple hours. So this is a very, very busy week for me as well. Yeah, but see, the thing is, I enjoy being so much on the live stream that I like time flies by very, very quickly. But I wanted to look at something. I now remember. I was gonna look at Pirate Coin because I know Pirate Coin is supposed to be a dude. I can't even spell. Pirate. Okay, there you go. Okay, Pirate Chain. I heard this was supposed to be a pretty good privacy coin, supposedly. It will be listed on MEXC. No way. Really? Oh, snap. Listed on MEXC today. Is this actually the real Pirate Chain, though? Let's see. 2019, several developers from the Komodo community piloted in the independent asset chain technology Komodo, delayed proof of work, zero knowledge proof, transactions from Zcash, whereas many other privacy coins have the optimal privacy features. Pirate claims to be 100% private and currencies, as well as the first Z transaction on the chain. What is the price all-time high? Ooh, 18 cents, bro. This thing went up to $10, 13 bucks. Bro, now I'm glad I remember this. Like, I'm gonna start loading up on some freaking pirate chain, man. I gotta look into the white paper on this. Yeah, man, burnt towels are pretty serious. It's all about the community, but don't forget self-care. But yeah, dude, 100%, dude. I see. The thing is, I don't. It's not that big of a deal because I've kind of enjoyed myself these last couple months. Partied a lot, freaking went out of town a lot, you know. So I enjoyed myself these last couple months, and if anything, I got more burnt out because of partying, right? So like now, you know, quit alcohol, focusing more on just the channel, focusing on the community, focusing on just working out, focusing a little bit more on my mental health. So, you know, the goal moving forward is to double down, quadruple down on the channel. That's really where we're going to be taking this to the next level. If Bitcoin was USD, we would be paying bills with $50,000. Coins are inflation catchers. Coin trades at 1 million per coin. How do you track? Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, eventually we'll get to the point where like $10,000 is like $10. You know what I mean? Mohe, how's it going? Any update about ICP? I haven't really done much on ICP, so I'll go ahead and do some right now. Yeah, I just spent the past 2 weeks with Candy. Had so much fun. That's good, man. That's good. That's what you got to do, right? I did that too. You know, about a month I was out of town. I was out of town for a whole month. That was great. And then I just left town not that long ago either. That was fun again. And yeah, dude. So I've been traveling a lot these last couple months. That's why I want to get back on the grind. You know, I can't miss out on the channel. But yeah, definitely spending time. How's Candy's brother doing now though, and her mom? I know they were very, very sick a few months ago. I saw Candy probably like I think 2 days ago or 3 days ago in the stream. But yeah, man, you have to do that. Any updates about ICP? I haven't really talked about ICP in a while. Are you talking about like technical analysis? You want some TA on ICP? Yeah, but this year, dude, like this is the year of the grind. This is the year of the grind. Like I'm literally like in the next couple, like by the end of this month, I'm gonna be live streaming on Kick. I'm gonna be live streaming on YouTube. I'm gonna be live streaming on Twitter. And well, that's 3 platforms. Why did I make it seem so cool? Yeah, I'm going to be streaming on 3 platforms now moving forward. So I'm going to be in 3 platforms: Kick, Twitter, and YouTube. So yeah, we're definitely going to be exposed a little bit more on that end. So definitely looking forward to that. And then the main focus would be also the Discord. That's where a lot of the focus is going to be coming in. So excited for that too as well. ICP, do you want me to do TA on this? Her mom is still pain. Brother is fine. Just pain in the butt. Man, hope the mom gets better, man. I'm glad to hear the brother's doing good, but hope the mother gets better soon as well. Mohit, do you want me to do TA on this on ICP? Yeah, dude, I got very sick. I remember back in what was it, September, October, when Candy used to join the live streams a lot because she was a mod for me, and well, she still is, but I barely see her now. And I know it was around September, October. Yeah, early July, September when she got sick, and then I got sick too, and I was sick for a whole month, bro. I was like literally sick for a whole month, and then she was gone. And I remember she was telling me that her brother, her mom were sick too, and everybody got sick. And I was like, damn, like I was sick for a whole month, straight up. ICP's next target $23. Let's look at ICP target. Let's do some TA on ICP. Yeah, I don't miss stocks one bit, but I will be investing into stocks again. I think in the next 2 months I'm gonna be exposing myself. And actually, let me wait till this correction on Bitcoin happens. I'm gonna be waiting for this correction to happen on the US 100. And I'm gonna start exposing myself to stocks again. But yeah, I think everybody should be exposed to stocks too. You should be longing in the market, not financial advice, but all of you should be longing this market. When this correction comes in, I'm gonna be longing the market, dude. Like I'm gonna be the biggest bull while everybody's like panicking. And I hope all of you are doing the same too. They don't have futures for ICP. I'm pretty sure they do have futures for ICP. All right, whatever. We'll do just spot. We'll do spot. Yeah, that was my fault. Right after she got better, I flew in on the 23rd from New York for vacation. Took a break from working on the house in New York. Damn, that's crazy, man. So let's take a look at ICP right now. Yeah, dude, I was like literally sick for like a month and a half at the time. Like right when Candy got sick, like probably like a week later, a few days later, like I think it was like a week later, like then the flus just started coming in on everybody and I got freaking super sick. I was like sick for like the whole month and a half. It was terrible. It was freaking terrible. I hated it. Okay, ICP, let's go ahead and see the smaller time frames. I would wait to go ahead and see some sort of area support short term on ICP. If this does go ahead and break this area of support, we could go ahead and see ICP come back down to $10 and even approaching $8. That'd be the bearish case scenario. Right now we are in this consolidation period as we're seeing. Let's go ahead and go into the smaller time frames. I'm going to go over to the 1 hourly. Looking at the 1 hourly, we do see some sort of resistance at around the $14. If we do continue to hold this area of support right here and retest the $14 and actually have a breakout, we could be approaching ICP towards that 25 zone, if you want to call it. So yeah, we could be seeing ICP at around $25. Let's go ahead and see this. Let's see. I would say short term $17, but yeah, we could get towards that $20. I think it's possible. I don't like to overhype things, chat. But yeah, we could definitely go ahead and do something like that. Frick, I just deleted my indicator. Again. Okay, there you go. I'm trying to keep my charts very clean. It does definitely look like it is continuing an uptrend though. As long as we don't break this area of support right here around the $12 and fall below it. If we do fall below it, we're going to retest this zone right here one more time, try to break back above it, 13, and we're going to go ahead and dump back down to $10. So we definitely do not want to go ahead and see it. We want to see some sort of reversal or some sort of area of support to be found right here, bounce back up, retest the $14, and hopefully have some sort of breakout or look for that next area of support before we have that new breakout to the upside. So we do see all-time high was around $16. Yeah, I'm on the 1 hour on ICP. Zoom out just a little. Yeah, ICP just looks like it's in this consolidation period, even on the 30-minute chart. I think it's gonna probably break like this, but it's not really having that much action, to be honest. ICP is not really doing much right now. Maybe on the smaller time frames. Yeah, with smaller time frames, it does definitely show us some signs of a continuation to an upside or retested zone. It's not looking too bad. It's not looking like the best trade setup. Like, I wouldn't probably trade this right now. I'd probably wait for this thing to break past $15 to consider entering a position, and then I would go long right here. Not financial advice, but this is where I would be going long. I would wait for this thing to break and hold and find this area of support, because right now it's a little iffy. You can long right here and potentially make some money right here, but if it does get rejected right here at the $14, and we are going to see ICP at $10. And then more than likely at $10, we're probably going to come down to $9 because there's really no support right here, as you see. This is a problem we're seeing a lot of these tokens just pump like crazy, is that no support is actually really established. And this support being lost right here was actually quite bearish with the reversal. And right now it kind of almost seems like the same thing Solana is doing. 12.256 hard flow for short term. Yeah, I agree. It's not looking the best though either. Low key, it's not looking the best, because if this thing doesn't hold back up and it can't break 14, this thing's for sure going to break past 12. In my opinion, this thing will break. But it is some decent sort of support though. Look at that, some decent support. So it's not too bad. Yeah, but anyways, chat, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go ahead and take a nap or try to go to sleep for a couple hours, and then I'm going to. You don't think so? I think it could break it. I think it could lose the support, dude. Low key. I don't know why. I think it could lose the support because support's hasn't really been established. Like, I guess this has been pretty decent support, but I mean, it broke it right here. So I would be entering a trade on ICP if I'm leverage trading. I'd enter a trade right here. I'd enter a trade at ICP at $15. 1032. I think 1032 would be lost pretty quickly. I guess it does have some sort of support. You're right. No, you're right. It does have some support. But it doesn't have support right here though. That's the thing. Like, it doesn't have support. Like, this isn't enough support in my opinion. It could hold it though. I do see your point. It could actually still hold right here, but I feel like it's gonna have troubles breaking past $13, which then would cause it back to $9. I think $9 has a better support, in my opinion. I think around $9 to $10 has a support. So anywhere between this zone has a pretty decent support. But yeah, I think if it does get rejected right here, it's more than likely going to come down to these zones right here. I think this is probably like the best area of support, around the high 10s, 1030s. Pretty good area of supports. Anyways, chat, I appreciate all of you tuning in. Thank you, Mark, for tuning in, bro. Hope to see you again. Say hi to Candy for me, and hope all of you are doing well. Do you have the vision? You can see what I do. Noise. Yeah, bro, if you get back into live streaming YouTube, live streaming crypto on YouTube, we should definitely collaborate, Mark. That'd be pretty cool, bro. But I appreciate all of you tuning in today. I will go ahead and live stream later on today when the market opens for the S&P. The S&P. The US stock market on the IS. Dude, I can't even speak right now. I'm just going to go ahead and end this video. Hope all of you have a wonderful day. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. And I'll catch all of you later on today for the announcement of Bitcoin pumping to 100,000. Thank you very much. Good night, good morning.